So today we are discussing the new topic, which is from the chapter immunity, second line of defense. So second line of defense is also non-specific, same as the first line was. Second line of defense works whenever when first line of defense is damaged or any injury has been caused in our skin, which is first line of defense. Skin is a first line of defense barrier, and if there is any injury, so the first line of defense will not work for the prevent the entry of pathogens. Now, for this in this condition, the second line of defense will encounter or will prevent the entry of pathogens. Second line of defense is also non-specific. It is comprised of various types of white blood cells and defensive proteins. Second line of defense include the processes of phagocytosis, cytotoxicity, inflammation, and some like fever, temperature, all these. In second line of defense, these processes are used to encounter the foreign particles to kill the foreign particles. For example, phagocytosis means to by killing any bacteria, any foreign particle by digesting or by taking in. Okay, to digest by digesting. So secondary defense pathogens enter secondary defense encountered by many white blood cells. If pathogen enters in our blood, so the second line of defense will encounter by many white blood cells. White blood cells like which includes neutrophils, macrophages, which monocytes, dendritic cells. These are some uh, white blood cells which are used to encounter which are used in the second line of defense for the prevention of foreign particles in our body. So the first process is called phagocytosis. Phagocytosis is a process of killing foreign particles, by taking in and digesting. Some specific white blood cells take in microorganisms like neutrophils, macrophages, which are monocytes, and dendritic cells. These are the largest cells of the which are used in the second line of defense. They are the largest cells. Okay, so these are some of the cells which are used uh, in the process of phagocytosis: neutrophils, macrophages, and dendritic cells. Today we are only discussing the neutrophils. So the neutrophils are the most abundant white blood cells. Their range is about 50 to 70% of all leukocytes. Neutrophils are the most abundant white blood cells, and their range is 50 to 70%. But in some books, it's also there 40 to 70%. They are short-lived and have a specific receptor on the surface of bacteria for the attachment or of the bacterial molecules, like peptidoglycan receptors are for the peptidoglycan attachment. There's a molecule of bacteria called peptidoglycan, lipopeptidoglycan, and like these are some molecules of bacteria, and neutrophils contain some receptors of specific bacteria. They have non-spherical nucleus, and mature neutrophils have 3 to 5 lobes. Uh, if the neutrophils is not mature, there will be no lobes. If this neutrophil is mature, there will be 3 to 5 lobes. Okay, there will be 3 to 5 lobes. When they are mature, upon the maturation, these neutrophils transfer from blood to the tissues. Transfer from blood to the tissues. When they are mature, upon maturation, these neutrophils are uh, transfer or are going from blood to traveling or doing migration from blood to the tissues, and when they reach out the tissue, they prevent some more bacteria and become dead, and the collection of dead neutrophils called pus. And one more thing, that neutrophils only one neutrophil will work only uh, once, means they cannot repeat their function. एक न्यूट्रोफिल एक दफ़ा ही काम करेगा, दो बार नहीं करेगा. This is the most important point, and that has been also asked in some of the MCQs. These neutrophils secrete an enzyme called lysozyme for the lysis or the breakdown of bacterial cell wall. These secreted जब ये lysozyme enzyme को secrete करते हैं तो so they break down the wall of the bacteria. They break down the bacterial wall, and they specifically phagocytize bacteria, means they phagocytosis or neutrophils work specifically on the bacteria. They phagocytize means